Hi there, my name is Fiona, and we are Monday, the 19th of January. And here is a conversation that you will enjoy. But first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for spending this time with me here and listening soon to your messages. I'm an intuitive coach. I work very simply and precisely, is very life altering, to return you to your inner authority, to return you to who you really came here to be. So, the most functional, efficient, having the Midas touch, having practical magic, all of that in your process. So, the Midas touch isn't necessarily about making things happen. That would be manifesting. And manifesting is great. And I talk about manifesting, manifesting with the dragons. But this is what's naturally going to be occurring within you. You're going to be picking up information when you don't get in front of it, when you don't get in the way. So it's stop interfering with your own inner guidance and listening to other people and hearing what they say, or deferring to them and to say, oh, I don't know, do you think that's a good idea? What do you think? What do you feel? And this is a way of really coming back to you in your most powerful sense and just going, I know who I am. I know exactly why I'm here. I know how this is working. I've gone in, I've felt into it, and I know how this works. So let what needs to come through come through for myself, for my friends, and for my family, for my clients. This truth has proven itself again and again and again and again. Your inner world creates your outer world. This is where your story and what you feel starts changing things and shifting things in your environment, shifting things in your frequency. So this is when one of my clients would turn around to me and say, "Oh my God, Fiona, I hold you solely responsible for the upturn in my finances." Because she was resistant. She was telling a story on the inside. This isn't working. I've nearly run out of money. I don't know how to do this. And so that was what was creating for her. That was what was coming through for her in her own life, in her experiences, is what she was witnessing. So all those triggers were there to help her see her own blind spots. Okay. And then Val could turn around to me and she'd say, I hold you solely responsible for having to change my whole wardrobe. You have half sized me and you have doubled my power. I can stand in the room with my mother or an arch nemesis, and before I would have given my power away to them. And oh, crumbs, if they think that, well, maybe that's true. If they think that, well, maybe somebody else thinks that's true. She stood in her power and she said to me, she wrote me a message. She said, I didn't feel anything. I didn't shift at all. I stayed in my power, and I totally and utterly get now what you're talking about. You are the strongest person in the room when you are in your inner authority. So, this work is not for your mind, it is not for your intelligence, it is, wow, it is for your cells, it is for your heart, and it is for your whole body and your soul. So, your body is being the receiver. The Midas touch basically is you get the messages, you get your full sacral yes, or your full body yes or no. There is nothing like the moment when you know that you've received guidance, or when you say, I was just thinking that, and that's just happened. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So that's what we call practical magic. Your Midas touch is that you have been initiated, you have been activated, you are on the spot. You are like, oh my God, I know exactly what to do. I know who I am. I know how to do this. And this means that you need to put certain things into action. You need to change the story in your head. And this is everything, everything that we're always being taught. And this is the most important work that you can do. And it is so much fun when you realize and understand, I did that. I managed to do that. I pulled myself through. Every single time there's a situation or an adversity or a circumstances, is like, right, how do I change things around? How do I change my perspective? If you don't get this, if you don't get this, No one else will be able to teach this anything to you at all, because this is all about you. You create your world, your inner world. What you think and what you feel creates what goes on the outside of you. It makes a huge impact in your relationships, depending what you're thinking, what you're feeling, in your finances, depending on what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and the stories that you're telling. It compounds, and you really don't realize what you're doing. My gift is that I feel the stories that you're telling and what you're feeling. I can feel where your breathing is. I can feel what's going on in your heart. I can feel what's going on in your body. And when you tell the story, I'm like, oh, God, yes. Okay, I get where it's going. I can see where it's stopping. I can see where you're standing in your own way. To operate with the Midas touch, with practical magic, is that you have stepped out of the way and you're not standing in your own way anymore. You're allowing what needs to come through to come through and be processed. I am a body whisperer. In other words, I can feel the stories that you tell and I can feel where they land on the body. And sometimes I'm saying things like, oh God, can you change that story quickly? Because I can't breathe, because I'm so attached and I'm so in tune with your body, because we are in the conduit, we are in the God space, we are in the God zone, we are connected to your soul, to source, and therefore I'm connected with you, soul to soul. And I'm like, oh wow, can you feel that? And I help you to understand where you feel it. And this is everything that I'm doing in the Midas touch coming up. So, do you want to change how you interact with yourself? If not, then I'm not talking to you. Then this is not for you. So with this is the next phase of humanity, when you realize that you are the creator, when you realize, understand, and that you are aware that you can name what's going on, you can see what's being highlighted for you every single time you're triggered. It's like, that's another blind spot. I get it. This is where we're up to. All right, thank you so much for that message, even if it's coming through and it's really not what you want to experience. So the women who get this, they choose to change the way that they operate. They choose to operate with the Midas touch. Right, this is what I'm touching. This is what's going to work well. You've changed the story in your head. You've changed your frequency. You're holding your own. You've become the strongest energy in the room. Because if you don't get this, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. No one else is going to come along to fix you. And I think that is the hardest thing for humanity to understand, that there is no one on the outside of you who is going to come along and fix that for you. There is no knight in shining armor, no shite in shining armor that's going to come through and fix it for you. You are the controller. You are the creator of your own reality. And it can feel painful. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. Um, so I don't want to convince you. I don't want to persuade you, motivate you, or remind you. You will know at the moment I've said it. Do you want to change the way that you interact with yourself? You will get a full body yes. Oh my God, yes. I'm so fed up with the way things are going. Okay, I know I'm the only one who can change this. So let's change that. This changes everything. The Midas touch is an initiation. It is allowing you to access your inner authority, to get to know and start that really strong relationship with yourself, so that no one else can ever tell you what to do again without you going, no, that doesn't feel right. That's you like, oh, this is a spam. Oh, I can feel it. It feels disgusting. It's a spam. So take your strongest step into destiny, and I will put down below the Stripe link that's going to get you into the Midas touch. We're going to be running this, and it will be a full on, full body yes that you will be getting. And you will know that, and you will learn that. You'll come to trust yourself 100%. Operate from your inner knowing and claim your Midas touch. That was the message from the dragons this week. They are absolutely so strongly, imperatively, you must get this, you must change this, you must know how this works for you. So without further ado, we will start going into the messages that they have for you this week. and we will go in to start reading how you start operating for that. So choose your number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's just start then. So we're going to ask the dragons to present themselves. So whatever the messages are for cards number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the cards. Let me just talk to the cards. Let the cards know that this is about your in authority. This is about your Midas touch. How do you put that in? How do you activate that? Are you ready to activate that and have a different interaction with yourself from now on? Trust yourself 100%. Have that feeling within your body. So we're going to choose card number 1. Let's see what flies out of the pack for card number 1 on this particular theme that we've got this week. Mum ile akhala ya era kamba ya la urume ekama ua. Okay, the theme this week is about your connecting into being activated, initiated into your own authority. Muf malialara li eleke ayara. Uf malialaka ekararombe. Nilam ila kareya. Here kamba ya ule. Okay, so we're waiting for the card to come through. Malika ya oya rambayara ke e arambayara ke tiara rambale. Double came through that one. Yes, that one. No, 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 no. Okay. When you feel your way forwards, it's all about my glasses. It's all about you know what you're feeling. That's the awareness. So let's dive into card number 28, Lunar Ray. She is the pearlescent white dragon. She is here to help you feel. So that's exactly why she's come through in the pack today. 27, 28. There we go. Now, it looks a bit daft, but these are the only glasses that I've got here. Anyway, so let's see how I get on. So card number 1. Card number 1, Lunar Ray. She is all about your feelings. She is the pearlescent white dragon. She's calling you in. This is card number 1. Explore the feeling of being enlightened, lifting off the burdens of being so human. So that's what we're talking about today. Stepping out of your own way, allowing your inner authority, using that for every single efficient decision that you are having. And when this comes through, when you get this right, no one else can take that away from you. This is, you will no longer need me. You will no longer need anyone else. You go to the doctors and you kind of go, no, don't think that. Go to the dentist, no, don't think that. Go to the bank, yep, that's a very good idea. Speaking to a friend, oh, I don't really think that's true. So you will have your own inner authority for every single thing that you do. Now, I can't really read that. Didn't bring my glasses in, so you're going to have to deal with me with my pink glasses on. So, you are imagining what it will feel like to be enlightened, in other words, in your Midas touch, to feel you have shifted your consciousness and perceptions. You feel so strong and sure of yourself that no one's bad behavior is influencing or affecting you. Your stories, old memories are no longer causing you stress, and the dramas have vanished in your life. You are in flow and everything is working gracefully well for you. Remember the story I just told you about Viv and Val? Gosh, Elaine and Sue, they have stood in their own power. They've understood what's going on and they're like, nobody's affecting me. Nobody's influencing me. I'm only listening to the information and the soul guidance that's coming through me. So you're wondering now what that would truly feel like. And we'll feel that it would be a beneficial feeling that would be more than nice for you to understand. To truly experience the feeling, we ask you to drop the narrative of your over-analytical mind. Now, your over-analytical mind is often exactly what is standing in your way because you're thinking too much. Being enlightened is the feeling that you are really, really well connected with your soul. You are very aware of your body, how your body sends messages to you in your own language, You know your body sensations and signs to you as a yes or a no, what's right and wrong for you. You feel in flow with guidance for your soul. You ask for assistance and receive answers for directions in any situation. There is a feeling of lightness and connectedness, hence the word enlightened, because everything just becomes so much lighter and more playful. It's like, ah, okay, well, I can just ask. Oh, okay, let me just feel into that for a second. Now, as you bond with your soul and see through the eyes of your soul into the world, you understand everything you see from the soul's perspective, not just from your personality's survival perspective. You remain curious, open, inquisitive to all the signs. You notice what you notice. When you are in this alter state, life drives itself. Your car rolls along the road and life rolls with ease. If there is a presence of worry, they want me to continue, doubts, or if there is fear, if there is exuberance or a sense of expectation or something else you feel that you would like to understand why you're experiencing that, your soul, via your intuition, is calling you to get what message it is that you need to understand, to be learned around the experience of the situation and the action and take the next step. So this is what I meant when I said, no matter what's triggering you, that's your blind spot. So the dragons are highlighting the gaps between where you are as a human and the blind spots that you've got, the gaps that go in between, the gaps between your spirit and your human, and these are being highlighted for you. So you might just say, well, that's just another blind spot. So card number one, if you chose card number one, it is your job this week to get into feeling your way forwards. Don't forget, we have the Midas touch. In other words, you are so in tune efficiently on every single decision that you make with your Midas touch that you are using it, you're bringing it into play in every single thing that you do. You are so trusting your body, so trusting yourself that no one else's criticism, no one else's bad behavior, rejection is ever going to affect you ever again. And the link for the Midas touch will be below. Okay, here we go. We are on a roll now. We are moving on to card number two. So let's put that back into the cards here. Let's clear the energy from card number one and let's call on card number two, the message from the dragons to do with your inner authority, stepping into your inner authority, allowing yourself to feel that you've got the Midas. Oh my God, everything's working out well for me. Everything I do, everything I touch turns to gold. Let's pull that in. Mahoi. Huyanar. Mamoi Kalaia Am. Malekit Ikambolia Recti. Ha Maliarambrio. Mahmaliate Aela Ara Samboi. Naknirara. Oya Ara Petiki A. Namle Falarum the Eliara Hedaka Eliarambe. He Akambalia Ari Kuya. Taking well today, okay. Re-tapping the cards, inner authority, Midas touch, mikara ele oromakare, he ambaliala katu, miela borofmilia. There we go, one out. I wait for them to fly out the pack so that I don't interfere with those messages at all. So we have the second card, number 41, Bloom. Create the frequency of the feeling you want to experience the most. This has been quite a popular card at the moment. As we move into this 2026 year, we have to know that we are the ones who change our environment. So, and that means we're changing and creating from the frequency from within. The feeling that you want to experience the most, you have to have that feeling first. So that is the message that we're being given today by Bloom. Bloom is the pink dragon. She's extremely playful. And if you are having to have a sentence to invoke something that's like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if I could, blah, blah, blah. So Bloom, create the frequency of the feeling you want to experience the most. You may have found so many reasons not to do this so far. Oh my God. So it's speaking to me as well. Like, if I need to create something, where have I slowed myself down? Where am I standing in my way? What stories have I not changed yet? The life force of your creation needs a space to land. So enjoy the value of making this important enough to you for you to invest fully with your mind, your body, and your soul, your thoughts, and your feelings. You will bring this into a whole mind and whole body experience, create the reality in the invisible realm. Playfully imagine and focus on your desire and create a space like a sanctuary for this to land, to be born, to develop and grow and bring it to life fully. Whether it's a car, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's a new house, what stories are you telling? Whether it's to do with your house, whether it's to do with your business, your children, um, whatever aspect it is, can you create the frequency of the feeling you want to experience the most? Can you tell the story about it like it's already happening? You can feel what it's like to have the feeling inside of you, and that is what you most deeply desire. So if you're trying to create a relationship, maybe you think, oh, well, he's got to have this point and that point and this point and that point and do. But what does it feel like when somebody's standing next to you? A lot of the work that I do when Manifest with the Dragons and now Midas Touch is that you get to know what the feeling is, what the frequency is of the relationship between you when somebody stands next to you. So what does it feel like? It's not like, he can do this and this and this and have his own finances and support you here and da da da. It's not mental. It's like, what's the feeling? What's the frequency? There is a game you can play by stepping into a character, a version of you that has this experience you desire the most. And for this example, we often use the example of a relationship or embodying, like this is the person who's already in that relationship. You could also say the person who's already moved. Can you imagine that you're walking around your house, but this is your new house? Can you imagine if it's your business that you're walking into your business and you've just got reams and reams of emails and people who want to contact and work with you? So, what is the frequency of what you desire the most, you want to experience the most? Blue, thank you very much. Awesome card number 2. So that's the theme for this week as well. Get to play with that. Okay, we're going to be moving on to card number 3. And on the same theme, and the fact that you connect in with your inner authority, you get to know your soul self, you get to know that this is your Midas touch. All these messages that have come through for you, they are the golden dragon. They're like you are in the conduit, you are in the God zone, the God stream. So let's get those flying out of the pack so that we can get our message number 3 for today. I feel like Dame Redbridge in these glasses. They were a gift. But they stay in my office, but they do work. Okay, so card number 3, 63. And don't we love Utopia for a full-bodied message? Isn't she always the most profound dragon that we can find? This means that you've lifted off the world, by the way, when you reach into Utopia. So Utopia is taking you through. You're lifting off the world as you know it, the way that you have operated and the way that you are going to operate. So this is all to do with the Midas touch. And she's gold. So let's just read what she has to say. So the message here on the card is soul to soul communication across all time and space. Tap into cellular consciousness. You are invited to play a different way this game of life. Maybe you know that you are just dabbling. You are on the fringe and not fully immersed in your mind, body, and soul into the vast differences that are just around the corner and waiting for you as your own creator. This is not just for others, this is for you. We are calling you. The reason you got this card is because they want you to step up. Come on. Stop. Listen. There is more, so much more for you to experience. There is so much we, the dragons, want to share with you. You know it's a unique and important time of shift and change in reality, to change the way you're doing things, to understand things and coming at things from a different angle. There is so much more available for you, but none of it is any good unless you stop getting in your own way. There is a possibility of living in a very different direction, living as a soul-to-soul connection with others. The dragons have come in to teach us this, as the true guardians of Earth. They come to specifically support you on a planet and to ignite the very power and energy for your entwined higher self. To know yourself with the inner creator activated and to remember that you are a soul having a human experience. Dragons have the power to bring back into your consciousness what your soul still remembers intuitively. Have you gain access to past life experience, ignite past gifts and talents, as well as your ancient wisdom and all your soul memories, and entwine these gracefully into your daily life today. Even to remember the time when dragons existed on the earth and you were there at this time as a soul. You are able to reconnect with your soul, able to tap into the parts of yourself that have been long avoided and ignored, dormant and forgotten. And it is you will experience the spark of remembering and knowing that allows you to wake up inside and ultimately set you free. There is a little bit more to do with that card, but this card is mostly about stepping. You have a foot in both worlds, but you are no longer on this world as you know it. You are on this world, but you are accessing magic. You have got magic within you. You know how your soul operates, and you have all the tools within you to start creating your new reality. So that is card number 3. Thank you very much, Utopia, for that. And we're going to go into card number 4. When you have your inner authority, that means that you are relying on no one else but yourself. It doesn't mean, oh my God, Fiona, I've got so much to do already. It means that you are aligned and you are calling in the support of what is already available for you. What is already there, the non-physical support that's there for you, your soul, angels, dragons, the Fey world. If you're a plant communicator, if you're an animal communicator, this means that you are accessing source, you are accessing that particular conduit. So the Midas touch means that you absolutely understand that you are the power. You claim your power. The message from the dragons, as always on the front of their deck, dragons come to give you to break the spell that you've been under so that you can claim your power, create your own future, and live a guided life with practical magic. So let's see what card number 4 has to say to us today. Uf Maria Larati, era care, oh mai e awe, mai era care, uf Maria che amberia era cara, era Maria o yale, yeah. My eyes were drawn to that one. So that's what we have. Number 34, Sovereign. Oh, right on the dot. Okay. So we're going to tune into card number 4 and see what the message that came through for number 4 was. Again, beautiful, beautiful Sovereign. All about how to connect in with your soul. Her message here is seeing through the eyes of your soul. Pay closer attention to how you currently see and experience things. Then imagine if we were able to see and feel as another being and how they would see and feel in your situation. So whatever situation you find yourself in, how would my soul see this? How would I move forward with her? What questions would I ask? What would I feel? What would I want to experience? Going back to these cards before. So create the frequency that you most desire to feel. Looking into your world, not as a human being, but your inner self, your soul, your God source. Notice how now you see everything with the soul's bigger picture, a new view looking into your world. And you can experience that situation in an altogether lighter way, enlightened. You are able to place yourself in this soulful, lighter state, being less and less affected and influenced by all the drama, all the stories, the dramas of happening and stories of what's going on for the human, lost in the survival state and trying to work out everything and control everything with your human and your mind. Now you become the observer, objective. You see the bigger picture. You consider each situation as the soul would. Perhaps you can see through the eyes of your soul and reason with yourself that what you observe or feel has been in such a human state and from a limited perspective. And then you can choose to see the bigger view. There is, however, a gentle warning that comes with this message that it can then be difficult to live after having this lighter soul experience, to return and live almost the lower vibrations, or ever become as attached to these stories, dramas, or peoples or situations in the same way ever again, or be triggered by the beliefs or worries of others. When you have seen the bigger picture and experienced this lighter sovereign state, it's hard to go back and try and live just in the survival again. It's not doable. Happily, however, you will be able to learn how to step aside and dance around those who want to remain in the shades of grey in the monochrome world. You get to escape for longer and longer, dipping and bobbing past them, flowing past lower vibrations of people, places, and situations. You are not so affected or influenced as much as you once would have been. This is your inner world magically creating and shifting your outer world. And this is the whole point of the dragon cards, to show you where your power is. And that is also what the Midas touch is all about. There are huge positive consequences from living with your Midas touch, living with practical magic, and understanding that you have the power within. When you have that, when you trust yourself implicitly, you don't need me, you don't need someone else. You don't need someone else to read your body for you and tell you where you're feeling that. You don't need somebody to tell you, oh, for your business, you need to do this, this, and this strategy. That'll work. Because you go, oh, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it. You get to know what questions to ask. You understand how your body is talking to you, how your soul is coming through. And it is the most beautiful journey when you start to see evidence coming through of what you have created because you've changed the story in your head. So, your inner authority, the best thing you can ever do is get in touch with that, listen to her, and let her operate through you. My name is Fiona Robertson. I am an intuitive coach, a body whisperer. I'm an author of books, and I'm a channeler of dragons. And I'm here to help you understand that your thoughts, your feelings create form on this earth. And I do not want any of you creating form that you don't want. So let's create form that you do want. Let's bring in all the love that you need and create things from a very, very different standpoint. Have a great week. Do the homework and do the task that the dragons have insisted that you do this week, and whatever number of card that you've pulled out. And I will see you again next week.